Welcome to the EVERBLACK podcast. On this episode, we talk to probably one of the most interesting guests I've had on the show, singer, visual artist, and true crime investigator Skynd, who will be releasing their new single and EP Chapter 2 this Friday, July 26. Now, not a lot is known about the new release right now, but if it's anything like Chapter 1 or the Jim Jones single, it's going to be amazing. Skynd is definitely one of a kind, and what her and her producer father are doing is something I truly believe is original and different from everything that's out there right now. Their videos are extremely well made, like little horror movies, super disturbing but visually captivating. And after talking to her, she's definitely become one of my favorite people too. She's super cool and inspiring, and it's not every day you get to talk about paranormal stuff on a show like this. I just had an absolute blast talking to her. She's really, really cool. And just, as I said, like the material that they've released so far and the video clips are just really captivating and disturbing and just make you want to, as I mentioned in the interview, you listen to the songs and then you want to go and do a little bit more research about the subject material, because it's all based on true crimes that have happened, like Richard Ramirez and Jim Jones and the Lisa Lam story, which was super creepy, that one, especially the video for that one. Yeah, go check them out, YouTube, because each song's got a video. Alright, before we go into the interview, we have to mention that this episode is brought to you by our good friends at Blacklight Art and Design, who are our go-to for all our screen printing needs. They've done all our shirts and hats for EVERBLACK Media, and they've got such a great turnaround. I highly recommend checking them out at www.blacklightad.com.au. Show is also brought to you by our good friends at RW Promotion, who are the best in the biz when it comes to stickers, flyers, banners, badges, and all other promo you need for your band or business. Go get yours now at www.rwpromotion.com.au. Also, want to give a shout out to our subscribers that have jumped on board to our YouTube and our podcast stream. It's much appreciated. Thanks for all your support. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, podcast stream through Apple, iTunes, and Spreaker, and follow us on the socials. We love hearing from you guys. We definitely appreciate all the support you've given us so far. All right, here is my interview with Skynd. Get online now and stream the songs. If you haven't heard them, check out the videos. It's just phenomenal. Chapter 2 comes out this Friday, July 26th, and I definitely can't wait to see what they've got cooked up behind the scenes. It's going to be unreal. Here's Skynd. Hi, Skynd. How are you?
Hi, I'm stable today. How are you?
I'm excellent, thank you. Thanks for joining us on the EVERBLACK podcast. I'm much appreciated.
Thank you.
So let's get straight to it. I am a big fan of what you were doing. I think it's phenomenal how you're just blending, the lyrical content from the true crime and other darker sides of humanity. And I feel like it hasn't really been approached musically this way before. Was that part of the plan to go further than anyone else has before?
No, that wasn't really the plan. It was really just because of my interests. And I had that idea for a very long time. I wanted to sing about true crime ever since my imaginary friend came to me. But I never found anyone who wanted to produce that kind of music with me, because everyone was a bit afraid to do that. I do understand that. I mean, it's something new, as you just said. But when I found Father and we talked about the idea and we found that we have the same interests, we were like, let's just do it. We haven't really thought about it, we just did it. And then when we started it, it was like, oh, we're actually the first one singing about it. We weren't really we didn't really recognize that in the first place. It wasn't really sing about true crime because it's something no one ever did. It was really just because of my interest. And when I met Father in Australia and we found out we have the same interest, we were just like, no, we have to write about it. That's exactly what we want. So that's how everything started with true crime music.
That's awesome. And the fact that you met in Australia, that is out of anywhere in the world.
Yes, I know.
How did that happen?
I actually went to Australia because I wanted to investigate the case of Catherine Knight.
Oh, yes. Yep.
You know, the cannibal lady who skinned and ate her partner or her boyfriend?
Yes.
And that's why I went to Australia, because I wanted to maybe get her into an interview or something, but that was really hard. So I was just like having a good time in Australia, and I was at this bush party, I guess that's what they call it. And I was at that party, and I saw a guy sitting on a rock, like rocking back and forth. And I was like, okay, that's weird. So I went to him, but I already felt like, I don't know, it was a weird connection. I already felt like we had this certain connection. And I sat next to him, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and we know each other, but we actually never met. And the next day we went to the studio, and that's when I found out that my Australia trip was like really meant to be. It wasn't just because of investigating. I really met my twin flame there. So Australia is still like a really special place to me.
That's so awesome to hear. You know, and as I said, anywhere in the world, and here it is. You meet down here and making awesome music. It's incredible. And when it comes to research, where do you usually start? Do you listen to a lot of podcasts and documentaries before you head out to investigate?
I read a lot. I like good old days books. I love that. I love to investigate through books. But also it depends on the case, actually, because it depends if the case is like older or newer. Depends if there are books out already or if there's documentaries out already. Like I investigated a case last year. It was the case of Chris Watts. I don't know if you heard about it. He killed his wife and his 2 kids, and that happened September 2018. And there wasn't really there weren't all the information's out. So I had to, I couldn't just buy a book, of course. And I had to Google it, and if there's new facts out, or it really depends on the case. Like with Richard Ramirez, of course it's long time ago, and there are a lot of books, a lot of documentaries, a lot of movies, makes it much easier. But the other cases, the newer cases, are really interesting because it's still happening. So what I'm saying is, Skynd, that evil lies in all of us is really true. Crimes like that happen all the time. So that's, it depends on the case.
Do you like those challenging ones though? Like it's kind of like the thrill of the hunt. You get to investigate, it's not all the information's there in front of you. You get to go out and do some digging up yourself. Do you like those ones?
Yeah, especially what I just said, this example with Chris Watts and his wife, Shanann Watts. There isn't when it happened, when it was in the newspaper, it wasn't really no one really knew what happened, so I had to dig that case. It was really interesting because also he's a husband and he killed his wife and his 2 kids. This is just insane. Yeah. And because of this cruelty, I had to get my head into it, So I started investigating, maybe asking people if they know something more. So I'm a shark when it comes to this. I don't know if you say that, but when I want to know something, I'm gonna dig it until I know it.
Love it. That's awesome. That's really really cool. Another thing is I like how it's in a way it's interactive. There's things that I didn't know. From the songs that you released that made me go and do my own research. And I think that's you're onto something there. It's not just listen to the music and away you go. You can walk away, you can do your own research and interact and then come back to the music and find more. Especially the one with Elisa Lam, which is really disturbing. But funny enough with that one, my co-worker stayed at that hotel.
Oh, really?
And said that it was really, really off. Because I was telling her about I said, Skynd, and she's like, I stayed at that hotel, and it's bizarre, feeling the vibe. Have you been there yourself?
No, I haven't. I haven't really been to the Seashell Hotel. I would love to go. I really would love to go. That's really interesting that your coworker has been there, and that he tells you that it's kind of a weird vibe as well. I would love to go there. I would love to visit that hotel. I think that's going to be my next trip.
Well, when she did say it was very, very interesting. She had a few things go on there that she just could not explain. And when I mentioned that I'd be talking to you, yeah, she was like hair stood on the back of her neck. So shout out to Jess. There you go, Jess. Thank you for your input. But
wow, that's super interesting.
Yeah. So maybe you give us see how you go with it. But the whole
if I go, I will let you know how it was. I'm really interested now because I never heard anyone telling me that it's kind of paranormal activities there, that there's something weird going on. Because a friend of mine, he was there too, and he was like, no, it's just like a normal hotel, but maybe he's not really into that kind of, maybe he's like, how you say that, maybe he's not really opened up for that.
Yes.
You know, there are certain people, they're really open up for that, and there are other people, they're just like, they don't want that. Maybe it's different, you know. I believe that if you're open up for paranormal activities, you will really enjoy it. And if not, you will never really experience it. I guess. I think that's cool. I really want to go there.
I wish she was here. I wish because she'd be able to tell us all about it. But you are right. I think some people, what I call, they have their antennas up. If you know what I mean, they're receptors.
Exactly.
They're
that's
open
what
to
I
it.
was searching for. Antennas up. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Where some people could walk is probably the most haunted house on the planet. And they'd be like, yeah, I'll sleep fine. You know, but other people would be like, no.
Yeah, I watched a documentary yesterday about a hotel in Texas, the Old Sun Inn, something like that. And it's a super haunted house. And I saw that there's still a family living there. There's a family living in a flat, but in this big hotel. And they say really it's really haunted, but they still live there. So maybe you're right. There are like certain people, they don't have their antennas
up.
You know. And I was really like surprised. How can you live there? This is weird, but I like it. Why not? Maybe I should try that too. Living in a haunted house.
I couldn't. I did, and I wouldn't do it again. That's for sure.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, my childhood home was, Mate, I could tell you hours and hours. I'll buy you a beer one day and I'll tell you all about it. But
cool.
As in for your music, I mean, the songs, I'm totally obsessed with the songs that you've released so far. I've heard them so many times and I'm back to front, but I'm hungry for more. What's going on? Chapter 2 coming out soon?
Chapter 2 is coming out 26th of July, and there's going to be another video and 2 new songs. So in total, there will be like 3 songs on Chapter 2, and that's what's going on.
So excited. Because it seems to be, this year is your year. It's like you've just done Download. You're about to do Wacken. Am I right? Yeah, that's coming up next month?
Yes. Wacken, yes. It's on the 2nd of August. Right. Yes, it's like I wasn't really like I wasn't like prepared to that. I never really expected it. I mean, of course, Father and I, we do believe in our music and we do believe that we're making good music, but we never expected that people are so open up to that kind of music. And maybe that's why I'm coming back to your question or second question that you asked me, if I had like a concept or I wanted to make music about true crime because I know it's like something people want to research or whatever. No, we weren't really prepared to that. When Wacken was like, we wanted you to play there, it was like, for me, it's like a dream come true. And playing before Rob Zombie or Download, that was really intense. So we're really excited where this journey is going to, you know. It's you feel like it's really hard for me to find the right words because it's still something I need to process.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome. I'm super grateful for experience that. I mean, it's not an everyday thing to play at Wacken, you know, so early. Also Download Festival. I mean, when we played Download Festival, there were like 10 to 15 people standing at the front, and they were all like dressed up like Skynd.
Oh wow!
As me. And it's like, that really gave me goosebumps. And when I have my in-ear system in my ears, I don't really hear what the audience is doing. So I checked out the videos, and everyone was singing along to my songs, and it was like, I can't believe it. You know, it's like, wow, every word, and that's it's amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely, and I'm hanging to see you guys live, that's for sure. So is Australia on the cards? Are you going to come back and see us and play?
I hope so. I really hope that Australia is going. I really would love to tour Australia. We haven't really planned anything. It's really, everything is really like opened up now. We are still like deciding what we're going to do, and there's so many options. So anything is planned. Like nothing is planned now, but I really hope that we can tour Australia. That would be great. Come back to where we started. So that, for me and Father, that would be really great.
Full circle.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's awesome, mate. Thank you so much for taking the time. We've run out of time, but I'm a big fan now, and I will throw all my money at your merch. Come see us, and we'll talk more paranormal.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.